How technical are we getting here? You know, my question, Sumit, is I, with all respect, strongly contest the way you're looking at it. Because Section 201 IPC, disappearance of evidence, which provides for a maximum 3 years of jail, will apply to the disappearance of a cell phone. It will apply to the disappearance of anything to associated with a crime, with a tea cup, with a wall hanging, or anything. No, 1 second. Yes. Here you are talking about a human body being chopped into 300 pieces, and this lady participates in that act. You can't. It's not a regular disappearance of evidence. I think you're looking at it too technically, Sumit, aren't you?
No, Arnab, you need to realize 201 had Jerome been convicted for section 302 for murder. In that event, 201 would have entailed a sentence up to 7 years. But because Jerome has been granted the benefit of grave and sudden provocation, leading to an offence of culpable homicide, which is punishable maximum till life, therefore 201 can entail a conviction of maximum 3 years. And in case of a disappearance of a cell phone or any minor offence as you are talking of, in that event 201
the law,
much less a conviction.
The law, Sumit,
much less than 3 years.
The law, Sumit, is about precedent, isn't it, Meenal?
Yes.
The law is about precedent.
No, not only precedent.
No, it's about precedent.
Law is first about the statute. Law is first about the statute, and thereafter interpretation of the statute by way of precedent.
Certainly, but
so as far as 201 is concerned, there is no inconsistency between the precedent and the statute.
No, 1 sec. Here we have this most macabre murder. Here the question is this: is the law being applied to technically? The crime among people, in this case, crime among young people, gruesome murders. I'm sorry to say this, but Meenal, there will be some people with a criminal mindset who will say we can get away with it. If you can get away with participating in a murder and a crime like this, chopping a body into hundreds of pieces, which is so rare, and you walk away after 3 years, some people will feel encouraged.
But Arnab, there's a very real dilemma. Then do we go by what the law of the land says? Or do we have a national debate on television like the Lokpal wanted a national debate? Like what is the way forward in a situation like this?
No, the question is this, Meena.
Unfortunately, we cannot debate all these issues on the media because we have a appellate court where an appeal will lie before the High Court. And I am sure a division bench of a High Court which will look into the entire evidence. I am sure will assess it afresh.
I am sure, Satish.
And I'm sure you know.
But this
a large number of questions
will be raised,
which are being raised now will be answered.
I'm sure. Anjali wanted to ask a question.
Can I?
Okay, Meenal. Yes,
Can
Meenal.
I ask you a question?
Yes, go on, Anjali. Go on.
Yeah, I want to ask, when were these laws framed, and have they ever been revisited?
I think that's a very relevant question in the present context.
Well, the law may be much older than what we think they are, but all these laws are sufficient enough to bring the guilty to books. We have seen in a number of cases that people who have participated and been a party to a murder have been punished. A large number of people have been hanged. And a death sentence has been awarded, carried out. So we cannot say that the system which is working now.
No, we're not junking the law. I think the question here is, Maria was absolved despite charges of murder. She was present at the time of the murder. She helped to buy the knife, Meenal, the bags, and even asked her friend to give a car to dispose of the body, which by then was in 300 pieces of Neeraj, and she's going to go away tomorrow, and hence the question will be asked. Her contribution to the murder is as great. Meenal.
What I wanted to say was that I've been following this case and the trial very closely. The investigation in a case like this, where all the evidence is circumstantial, has been excellent. Perhaps the prosecution argument was not strong enough. The judge, I think, has given the enormous publicity around the case, and I think he tried very hard to distance himself from the attendant publicity, and that would, following the judgment. And he's also tried to kind of stay away from, he's tried to make sure that he's not affected by the hype. and perhaps in that process, he's gone by the technical.
How do you call it hype, Meenal? Do you know a case as macabre as this one? I'm sure there is a certain reason why even you got interested in this case.
No, absolutely. And so the case is indeed macabre and really gruesome, and which is why we are all interested in the case. But all I'm saying is that it was a very high-profile case. It remains so. And perhaps the judge, I mean, I'm only sort of guessing what went on in his mind, has perhaps, which is why he is sort of steered clear.
No, but you have to talk about one also has to look at the methods used. My question to Anjali is, given the gruesome act, could intervention by a criminal psychologist perhaps, to further the understanding of the judge, have helped the prosecution better? You have to understand the psychology of the person.
In criminal psychology, there's just one thing that is seen. If the murderer was intending to kill at the time of the murder, then it is looked at as murder. Whether we called it a culpable homicide or a murder, to the lay person, it's the same thing. You know? So I think what has happened is the loopholes in the law are so many, you know, that I think all the law heads in our country need to sit down together and revisit the law.
Absolutely. I have a question here for Chetan. Chetan, you know, just before we came in, we saw this Ram Gopal Verma. He says he's going to make a movie. And he tried to time a bit of publicity release of this movie around the verdict yesterday. Now he says, I want to cast Maria Susairaj in my movie on this issue. What would you have to say to, this kind of attempt to commercially capitalize from your friend's brutal killing?
Well, honestly, with all due respect to Mr. Ram Gopal Verma, I think what Mr. Ramu is trying to get to here is probably get a little bit of publicity, probably for post the release of his film. But I guess he should even start thinking about the people who are going through this particular issue. I mean, look at Neeraj's parents, for example.
He says it's creative license.
Creative license to what? Making a
to
mockery
cast
of
Maria Susairaj.
Making a mockery of the whole thing. Making a mockery of the murder.
Well, Ram Gopal Verma will be joining us later on the News Hour tonight. Maybe you can talk directly to him then on what this whole issue is about. Well, for the moment and only for now. Yes, Sumit, you wanted to come in right there. I don't know where this case is going to go, but given the national uproar, it will be a subject of debate.
First and foremost, I just add on to the comment that the judge deserves all the eulogies for having been in a position to distance himself from the hype in this case and decide the case strictly in accordance with law. And so far as this case is concerned, even Jerome has been convicted only for culpable homicide, not amounting to the murder and not a murder. Therefore, Maria's sentence has to be seen in the context of having caused disappearance of evidence in a case of culpable homicide and not in a case of murder. And therefore, the judge has granted the maximum prescribed sentence which is there in the statute to Maria.
You don't think this is the rarest of rare crime? In the statute book, sorry, Sumit, with all respect, there's always a provision for a rarest of rare crime. The public interest and the media interest in this case is because it's the rarest of rare crime. Meenal says, maybe the judge was trying to dissociate himself from the hype around it, but the hype follows this being a rarest of rare crime. It reveals the psychology of the killer and the accomplice. This is absolutely unusual.
Arnab, can I come in?
This is cold-blooded to a degree which has not been seen before.
Arnab, this rarest of rare would have applied had the prosecution been able to prove the case beyond reasonable doubt so far as
the prosecution may have failed.
Only in that case, the rarest of rare principle would have applied for sentencing. But here we have a case where there is evidence on record that Jerome was deprived of his power.
No, that's not the point. The point is this. One sec.
Led him to cause him an offence.
The point is this, Meenal. If the prosecution has failed, why should justice be flawed?
No, but Arnab, can I? I'm saying the prosecution will be appealing in the High Court. They've already said that, and
they don't seem to have the conviction.
Sorry?
They don't seem to have the conviction. We had the prosecution lawyer here yesterday. He seemed quite resigned to what had happened.
I don't think he will be the same lawyer who will be arguing in the High Court. They will have a different lawyer. Also, if I may slightly change the direction of the discussion, what for me was very interesting being in court yesterday was when the judge said that while he was sentencing Emile Jerome to culpable homicide not amounting to murder, and he said that what is a man to do when he walks into a room and finds an unknown man in his girlfriend's house at an inappropriate hour. Now, does that justify any act of killing? I mean, I think that's also something which is, we are only focusing on Maria, but actually the exoneration to a point of Jerome is equally shocking.
Point is to be taken. But what does a person do when he enters a room and he finds a man with his fiancée? Certainly not kill the man and then proceed to chop off the body of the man into 300 pieces and take the help of his fiancée to burn those 300 pieces and dispose them. What does it tell you about the man? And what does it tell you about the person who assisted the man? This is a complex issue. But I'm sure this issue is going to be debated. Only for now, ladies and gentlemen, I'll wrap this up for this time. But the most bizarre thing, of course, I must say before I wrap up, is what Ram Gopal Verma is doing. He's extracting maximum mileage, commercial mileage and publicity mileage out of this incident. We'll see. Maybe he'll come on the news hour, we'll ask him a few straight questions. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.